Whenever you're ready, homie.
You get some viewers on this, bro.
What's up, guys? Jerry Miller on the I Love CVille show. Good to be with you. Happy New Year 2019, baby. We rocking. We keeping this place looking good. And I'll tell you one guy that's going to make us look real good in a matter of seconds. Fernando Garay is going to join us. This guy's an entrepreneur, a master barber, and he's making big moves in Charlottesville, Virginia. Before we get to Fernando, let's thank the sponsors, baby. Let's make some money today. Greenberry's Coffee. For more than 27 years, Greenberry's Coffee has been building jobs, has been making some fantastic coffee. There are now 32 locations worldwide. Greenberry's Coffee is doing it right. So is Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Dr. Scott Wagner and the team at Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Who's got your back? This team, the best chiropractic team in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah.
Let's go to the two-shot. Let's welcome a man that I think needs no introduction. This man is making some big-time moves on social, big-time moves in the business game, the entrepreneurial world. Fernando Garay, our guest. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Jerry.
It's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this interview since we booked it in December.
Yeah.
I have followed your journey, and I think that's what's really made you approachable and likable in this town. We have followed your journey on social media as you have built a personal brand and a professional brand. We are going to get in all this with you here. Before we do, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
You're 20 years old, and you're about to open a business?
Yeah.
I mean, put that in perspective here. Has that even set in yet? You're 20 years old, and your dream is like this close from you?
I mean, it hasn't even really hit me yet. Once I start setting up, and like once the grand opening is done and everything's been set up, that's when it's gonna hit me.
And dude, you know, I walked by his place yesterday to get some preparation for the show. He's right across from Boylan Heights on 14th Street. He's right in the epicenter in the heart of UVA. Talk to us about the spot. Talk to us about what's going through your body right now, the energy you're feeling. I mean, you're a leader right now and you're 20 years old. What's going through your brain here?
Man, everything's going through my mind, especially with this new year that just passed. You know what I'm saying? We're in the second day of the new year. It's just wild, man. Like, I never expected it to be this fast, to have an establishment under my name, under my ownership. Like, I've always wanted to open up a barbershop. I gave myself a 5-year goal at the age of 17. Wow. So it's only been 3.5 years since I started making those goals, and now I'm just like way ahead of what I was planning. So now it's time to make a set of new goals. You know, we're in a new year. It's time to make some new accomplishments happen.
I mean, it's coming at the right time. I mean, I think your presence and your brand is as strong as it's ever been.
Yeah.
I've seen on social and on Instagram, and we're going to talk about how social media has really built this man's brand and his profession. But I've seen on social how you are an artist with the UVA basketball team. I mean, with these guys, you are so talented with some of the stuff that you guys are doing here. And, you know, I think the University of Virginia is going to rally around your shop. Mm-hmm. And I think what your shop is going to do, it's going to bring some of Charlottesville and local and the flavor that Charlottesville's all about to a place that needs it in UVA. 100%. Some diversity to 100%. UVA. Talk to me about that.
So, as we all know, like, this is no secret. UVA is just like its own city within Charlottesville.
It's a bubble.
It's a bubble.
Yeah, that's safe.
Let's just being honest.
Yeah.
Students can't really leave. They don't have the access to leave, so they can't really explore. And then people put it in their heads that Charlottesville is some crazy, dangerous place. You know what I'm saying? And then
it's not.
Which is not. Like, Charlottesville is actually one of the happiest.
The safest places ever.
I would say like it's one of the happiest cities in the U.S.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they listed or whatever. But yeah, like, since for me being on the corner, that'll be able to have students come right there on the corner. They don't gotta, leave. But that'll also bring the city of Charlottesville onto UVA grounds. And I cater to a lot of like minority people, Hispanics, Black people, Indian, Middle Eastern, you know what I'm saying, across the whole board. So that community is gonna come into UVA. UVA is gonna come in to all one spot, and it's just gonna mix. It's gonna be a whole different type of scene down at UVA now.
I think it's fantastic. I think the students, because I was a student myself, are gonna embrace you. I think you winning the social media game is going to really help you penetrate that demographic. I think we need to talk about that.
Okay.
And I want to talk about it from a couple of different ways. Because you may not want to hear this. I think you do want to hear this. This guy's a leader in Charlottesville. When you're a 20-year-old business owner and you've had goals that you're beating, because you said you started a goal at 17.
At 17.
You're 20, so you're about 2 years ahead. People are going to look up to you. How, put in perspective from a strategy standpoint, how have you built your brand across social? Because I think it's been big time in your success. So do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I mainly start off with Instagram and Facebook. Those are my main two social media, my presence on social media is bigger on those two sites.
Totally.
And then Facebook, owns Instagram, so that connects that. But me, just constantly posting, being consistent with what I post, doing the promo videos, hiring videographers like C. Ryan, Alex Brown, Zach Scheibel. They really helped me out a lot by doing some great promos and just blasting those, putting ads behind them, you know what I'm saying? Using hashtags, tagging local businesses, tagging, pages, other pages, and all that just kind of reaches your page.
I mean, and I think you're ahead of it in a competitive marketplace because I think the barber category is extremely competitive. There are barbers everywhere in Charlottesville. So one of the things that you have done that stood out from the rest of the competition is win the social game. I think you've done a really good job of doing the before and after on IG.
Yeah.
I think you've done a really good job of boosting your posts. Talk to me a little bit about how this is going to help you at UVA, how this is going to help you launch a business. Because I think, you're younger than I am, but we're relatively the same age.
Yeah.
We get, a lot of people don't get, that this is free.
It's all free.
Everything is free. It's a no-brainer.
No-brainer. So, it's free. That's number one. You don't got to pay for it, so, why not use it? And it's free. Every single person is on it. Everyone checks in the morning when they wake up, lunchtime, during the day when they're not doing nothing. The phone rings, they're checking it. They're always on social media. And then they're switching between Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, the four main social medias. So, post. I just post on it. People see it. With Instagram, you could actually, if you have a business page, you can see certain insights of when your followers are more active. So if you follow my posts, you'll know I'll post most of my posts at 9 o'clock at night, because that's when. Because
when you're chilling, when you ain't grinding, right?
Because that's when my followers are most active.
Got it.
Because I'll cut hair until 10, 11, 12 at night. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll take a break, make a post, and just keep it moving. That's gonna get all the love it needs to get. You know what I'm saying?
Sick. I love it. I love it. Do you feel like you're a leader? And
I think so.
I'm not trying to embarrass you here. And
No, go ahead. I'm with everything.
I'm gonna put it in perspective.
Okay.
I see you as a leader and as a young guy. Okay. Mm-hmm. A lot of people in their 20s are afraid to start their own business because they're afraid of failure. Mm-hmm. You don't seem to be one of them guys.
No time.
I feel like that is such a huge step for business owners when you're first launching, is not being afraid to make a mistake. Put that in perspective. Offer some advice to the folks watching here. You ain't afraid to take chances.
No, so 20 years old. Right now is I'm trying to put this in the best way. Right now, I'm able to take the biggest risks that I could take in life because,
you have the least to lose.
I have the least to lose.
You don't have a family.
I don't have a family. I don't have any kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't have people dependent on me. Now, not everyone my age is in that same position, so not everyone could do the same things that I'm doing. But it's definitely when you're younger, especially between 20 and 30, that should be your biggest risk-taking opportunities.
A lot of folks, I don't feel get it though. They don't understand what you just said, because I 100% agree with you. Mm-hmm. I started my business 11 years ago in May.
Okay.
So in 2008, when I launched my business, it was in a recession. Literally started out my house with me and my dog, and now we're crushing it and own freaking building downtown.
Yeah, you got to establish downtown.
Okay.
That's huge.
Okay. So where I'm going with this is, when I was in my 20s, all I did was bleed the business. The business was my kid. The business was my girlfriend. Yep. The business was what I ate. The business sustained my livelihood. So I get where you're coming from. Why do a lot of folks in their 20s not understand this 10 years is the period to get after it, as opposed to dropping money in the club, going down and partying and not, focus. You clearly are focused on a goal and you went after it and you got it.
Yeah.
Why does everybody else not get that?
Not everyone's built the same.
You think that's what it is?
That's what it is. Not everyone was taught that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. Like my grandmother, she started the Forward Adelante Business Journal.
I did not know that.
She did. Olga Moore started that.
Really? Your grandma?
My grandma. That's
you
my
should
grandma.
connect us.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Seriously.
She's in Puerto Rico right now. She retired. She's in Puerto Rico, but I could definitely connect you with Forward Adelante for sure.
Okay. Keep talking to me about the entrepreneurial family.
So my mom, she's always been doing businesses. She writes books. She has perfume line, jewelry line. Like she travels and does ministry with my father. So they travel. They have a church here in town. So he's been a leader. So I've used him as an example of being a leader as well. So I just kind of grew up in that like entrepreneurial, like leadership kind of family, and not everyone was raised like that. You know
Does a preacher's kid feel extra pressure?
No.
No extra pressure?
I don't feel any pressure.
No?
No.
And why not?
Because I'm my own man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's an awesome answer.
I'm my own man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own relationship with God, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I'm a grown man.
That's awesome.
So,
now, did you know from day one that it was going to be, you're an alpha dog, you're a one, that you were going to call the shots, you're going to be the boss? Did you always know that? I always knew that. When I was working for other folks, I learned a lot. Mm-hmm. I love working for other folks. I had some great bosses. Mm-hmm. I was always the guy that was like, I can do this, and that better to make this outcome better. Like, I was always seeing ways to improve things.
Of course.
Did you always know that you were an entrepreneur?
I've always liked making money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like playing a video game to me. Like, you go in a video game, your goal is to make as much accomplishments or as much money as you can make so you could complete the mission. Mm-hmm. I just transfer that into real life. Like, okay, how much money can I make today? What can I do to make more money in the future? How can I put myself in that position? So that's pretty much just what I do. That's why I wake up. That's my goal. Make more money than I did yesterday.
What's long term then? Playing devil's advocate with you,
okay.
How can you ever find satisfaction?
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as satisfaction.
Not in money.
See, I used to think that too, man. And I'm going to play devil's advocate with you.
Okay, go ahead.
You and I are very similar.
Uh-huh.
Very similar. I see a lot of myself like when I was very similar. Then I had a kid. Mm-hmm. Then my son has just been like, the last 9 months for my son has given me so much like perspective of like, mm-hmm. I want to see what this kid's going to do today.
Yep.
And I want to see like what changes he's going to have that I otherwise was missing because I was at work. I think what it's going to be with you is, I think you're going to be grinding, dude. You're going to be hustling. Then you're going to meet a special lady. Do you have a special lady?
Yeah, there's someone in the mix.
Okay, I'm putting my man on the spot right here, Judo. We're not going to put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
I think what's going to happen, and then you're going to be like, all right, maybe I need a different perspective. Because right now, all you have to do is work, right?
That's all I got to do right now, yeah.
And you love it. So it's not even work for you, right?
No, this is my lifestyle. So
I'm the same way, dude. It's like when you make your passion your profession, you never work a day in your life.
Never work a day in your life.
Do you feel the risk you're taking? Do you feel the risk at all? Because your
100%.
name is on the lease, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I feel the risk.
Talk to me about the risk.
Oh, I feel the risk. There's a lot of, money on the line. There's, I've got myself on the line and my reputation on the line. I got some people counting on me on the line. So I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to win that bet. I'm going to gamble on myself every single time.
I mean, guys, how long, can I ask you how long the lease is?
5 years.
5 years, my man.
So I did 5 years on purpose. That forces me to grind for 5 years straight.
And then you got some options?
Yeah, I have renewal options. I have all types of stuff.
That's awesome, dude. 5 years, if you put your nuts on the line. I have so much respect for you, dude. Yeah. So what's the business model? You're going to come in. You're the flagship guy.
Okay, yeah.
You're the face. You're the LeBron of the Lakers, okay? You're the LeBron of your shop. That's fair to say.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have to bring in, like LeBron's trying to recruit to the Lakers. Mm-hmm. You got to bring in some talent under you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Talk to me about the vision here.
All right. So definitely got to pick up, like, if you want to compare to basketball, you got to pick up good recruits. I got Jason, young Jason Blends. He's going to be better than me in 2 years. I put down everything I love. You know what I'm saying? He's got that crazy mindset. He reminds me of myself a lot. Like, he's ready for it. He's ready for it. He's young.
He's hungry.
He's 16.
Yeah.
He's about to be a licensed professional at the age of 16 years old.
When did you get yours?
I was 18.
Okay, so maybe 2 years ahead of him?
I was 17.
Okay, so 17. A year and change he's ahead.
Yeah, a year and change he's ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to pull some strings, get him in K-Tech a year earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason, he's a crazy recruit. I got Turo from Richmond, to the barber on Instagram. He's been in the game for a long time. I'm not sure how long, but he's been in the game longer than me for sure. He's a master barber. He's got his clientele out in Richmond. He wants to relocate in Charlottesville for a little bit to kind of start over.
Yeah, fresh start.
Yeah. So he's ready. You know what I'm saying? He's been in competitions. He knows the game a little bit. So I'm glad to have him. He's a very talented barber. Quan, he's just been cutting hair for 1 year. I'm gonna have him as my apprentice. So I'm a master educator instructor. I can have one person under my license to help them get licensed. So when he comes in May, because he has to graduate college first, when he comes, he's gonna be a big time player. In the last year, I've seen him progress like so fast. It's really ridiculous. And he's ready to just go out there. He's ready to work. He's ready to just put himself out there on the line to be a barber. And then Travis, he's in school right now. He's about to be licensed in April. Mm-hmm. Finishes school in April or March or April, something like that. And he's hungry.
I love the vision. So the concept is, and how's the audio, Judah? We sound good? Maybe him a little closer to the mic? Maybe a little closer. Okay. I love the vision. So let me throw this to you here. You are the one that's building the brand, House of Cuts. Not only are you building this brand, House of Cuts, you are leveraging your personal brand to get people in the door. Yep. So you really are building two brands.
Two brands, yep.
Okay. You've never done that before.
Nope.
Up until this point, you've only built personal brand.
Yep.
Okay. Talk to me about that. Building the professional brand for House of Cuts, and then also keeping the momentum behind FerCuts.
Okay, so how am I going to compare this? Consider it like a rapper and a label, right?
Love where you're going with this.
All right, so you have a label, you know what I'm saying, like CMG, for example. You know what I'm saying? You have the big dog with Yo Gotti, and he's a rapper. He's got his own persona. Then he's got Black Youngster, Moneybag, Block Boy, you know, all those types of people. So, like, consider that, like, each barber is his own, like, business,
artist.
His own artist.
Yeah.
And that's where they're doing their art at.
That's a great analogy, dude. That was a great analogy, dude.
Yeah.
So you feel, I mean, are you ever going to feel like, all right, I got to spend more time on this one than this one? Or are they equal to you? Is one more valuable to you? Because FerCuts is the brand, but House of Cuts is the brand.
Yeah, House of Cuts is the home brand.
Yeah.
FerCuts is my personal brand.
Yeah.
So that's just me on my own, on my lonely. So I'm going to be working on that, of course. I'm always going to be working on FerCuts.
So with the House of Cuts brand, then you're going to be showcasing the other artists on the label.
Yeah.
And what they're doing with the before and after.
So
like you're doing with the personal brand.
Yeah, so the House of Cuts, I'm going to be promoting the heck out of my barbers, each equally. There's not one I'm focusing more on. There's not one that's I feel like is less weight. Everyone's going to put up. I'm definitely going to promote everyone as best as I can so they could be as successful as they can.
I love that answer. What separates your shop and your business model from the competition? Because there's a lot of competition out there.
Well, first, crazy location.
Yeah, it's a good location.
I mean, we're talking about the UVA corner. You got direct access to tons of students. Not only tons of students, new students every single year. And then UVA is also one of the biggest employers, you know, in the city of Charlottesville. Mm-hmm. So I take care of a lot of the workers down there. They could be able to come. It's just easy access. Just being able to get there is just so easy. Another thing I did is I changed the name. Instead of barbershop, it's barber studio. That gives it a modern twist. You know what I mean?
And I feel like the studio is like where it's going because I feel like what folks want now is they want an experience. They want it to be a destination. Mm-hmm. Before, it was just like get in, get out, leave, go. Now it's like, because I go to a place in like a D.C. or like these bigger cities, and dude, these spots got like, you can have a bourbon, you can have some water. There's Liza the dog right there. He's responding well. It's what I'm saying. It's like a destination. It's almost like a club. I mean, are you seeing parts of that with what you're trying to do?
Like liquor licenses?
Well, no, I'm saying like making it a club, like an experience, like a
Oh
destination.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be an experience. Like it's definitely gonna be a spot. Oh, you go to Charlottesville, you go in the House of Cuts.
That's great. That's
like,
great.
That's definitely gonna be like a landmark. Like, okay, yeah, House of Cuts. Like, oh, someone new comes to the town. Oh yeah, you gotta check out House of Cuts. If you just want to come in, just chill, enjoy the vibe. You know what I mean? I want to do more than just cutting hair. I actually have local artists working on painting.
Nice.
Like urban pop art, and each piece of art will be for sale.
That's awesome.
And each artist will get paid off of their paintings. So every piece that you see hanging up on the walls, that's gonna be for sale. So that's gonna be an avenue for painting artists to make money as well. And then I'm gonna try to do some like clothing stuff.
I feel like what you're trying to do with this is you're trying to turn it like transcend a barbershop and making it like the epicenter of community. This is like where you go to find out about Charlottesville. This is where you go to find out what current events are going. This is where you go to find out
that's the barbershop.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like you're modernizing it.
Yeah.
And I have so respect for you. What does your family say? I mean, are they impressed? They sweating it? They support? I mean, put in
super proud of me.
Both sides of it.
Super proud of me.
Yeah.
There's no hate. It's all love. Everyone's been backing me as best as they can. My uncle, he's been building my website for me. You know what I'm saying? My parents, they've been a huge support in this. My grandmother, she's been helping me out a lot because she has a lot of connections. So it's just a lot of good support. You know, my sisters, they definitely push me a lot. They support me a lot. They promote me like crazy. So it's good having that back and knowing a lot of people, there's a lot of love.
That's awesome. And I see it on social media, and I would encourage you guys to follow them. The stream is hopping right here. James, thanks for joining us. Jay, George, thanks for joining us. Shannon Winky, your boy, thank you for joining us. David, Eric, Jr., Robert Gray, your boy, Tony Rawls, Aaron Johnson, Laura Fonner, Lauren Linsky. I mean, we popping right now.
There we go. That's what I see.
Maddie Miller, thank you for joining us here. Where did FerCuts come from?
FerCuts.
Yeah.
My sister made up that name.
Okay. When you were a kid and it stuck?
She made up that name when I was like 17.
Okay.
Or 18. No, I was 17. Because I used to, back in high school, kind of first started in the barbershop, it all goes off my Instagram handle. That's how the brand became a part. So my Instagram handle was Fer_cuts hair. And then my sister was just like, FerCuts. And I was like, what? That's stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I did not like that name at all. She's like, why don't you just do FerCuts? And I was like, nah, that's dumb.
Pretty good.
Like, I hated it.
It's so good.
I was like, this is dumb. So look, this is the story of how FerCuts became. Like, I literally, you know how you can edit your profile?
Yeah.
I literally just typed it in FerCuts, and then like, I hit done, and it just looked better on my profile.
It's better than FerCuts hair.
Yeah, it's like Fer_, all this doing too much, but then FerCuts, simple.
So clean.
And then it caught on.
It's so memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a textbook example of like a good brand. Like you made it tighter. And when you made it tighter, it like became more...
it caught.
Yeah. Lasted forever.
Yep.
So we got to give some props to your sister here.
Oh, yeah. Big props to Lily.
Yeah, is she watching?
I don't know.
Lily, we give you some props
Lily,
right now.
The FerCuts
Liza the dog loves him.
Liza the
And
dog.
She never does this. She loves him right there.
She's so cute.
She is a good dog. Let me throw this to you here. Talk to us about how his image has helped you.
Man, his image. I love his image. They're definitely the best barbershop in the city. Man, I got so much to say about his image. I first walked in there at 16 years old. I had just came back from Miami from my grandfather's funeral. And I haven't had a haircut in like a month and a half. So when I came back to town, I was like, man, because I was cutting my own hair at the time. And I was like, man, I just need to find a shop and get a haircut at. But then I was cutting hair too at the time. So I was like, let me find a good spot to get a haircut at. And I want to find a spot to teach me how to be a barber.
Uh-huh.
So over the summer, back in 2014, I walked into his image. And Ray gave me a cut. I just walked in with no appointment. Ray Cadell.
Yeah, I know Ray. Good dude.
Yeah, that's like
a great dude.
He's like an older brother to me. Everyone in that shop is an older brother to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray gave me a super fresh cut. And then I was like, yo, Ray, I'm trying to be a barber. Like, what can I do? And he just made it simple. If you want to be a barber, come back. Chill with us. Watch and learn. Something as simple as that. And then I don't know if he was like being serious or not, but I took it as serious. So I just came back. I came back like the next week or the next couple of days, and I just stood there and watched. And I did that for like a good year.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened?
I rolled myself into K-Tech.
Okay.
I did the adult program at K-Tech, so I did that overnight.
How old are you then?
16.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2014, 2015 class. So I only did 1 year of K-Tech, of the adult program. I had to pay for it. My parents helped me pay for it too. So yeah, I did that at night. You know, I was going to school all day during the day, then went to K-Tech 2 times a week at night, and then I was also working in the mall at Foot Action and cutting hair on the side.
Get out. Where were you working in the mall?
Foot Action.
Okay, at Foot Action? Okay.
Yeah.
So you had nice kicks.
Yeah, I mean, for real, I wasn't into shoes or really clothes.
It was a job?
Then. It was just a job to make money. Like, I just wanted to make money. Like, I probably bought one pair of shoes with a discount the whole time. I didn't take advantage of any of the releases or nothing.
When did you get a chair at his image?
Right when I finished K-Tech.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it was there waiting for you? Or they're like, this guy has paid his dues?
It's a funny story, actually.
Yeah.
So I finished up K-Tech, and I would just be around. Like, I became part of the shop just being around. I would get my hair cut there, whatever. Whoever cut my hair, cut me up. And I'll just be there chopping up all day. If they need food, I'll go get food. I just became like the little brother of the shop. So, like, one day, one of my teachers from high school, Coach Barnes, shout out to Coach Barnes, he was like, yo, I need a cut. And he couldn't come to my house because you know how that whole teacher rules goes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me ask Will from the shop, see if he'll let me use the empty chair. So Will was like, yeah, for sure, use the empty chair. So I cut him, and I was in the shop cutting. And then after that haircut, I just kind of kept asking Will to use the chair. I was like, yo, Will, let me use the chair, let me use the chair. And then one day I just left my stuff.
And what did he say?
Nothing.
Yeah.
He just left my stuff. And then I was like, all right, I just came in on Saturday, started taking walk-ins.
That's awesome.
Started taking walk-ins, yeah.
Yeah? And that's how you built it?
Yeah.
And then what, did people start finding out that you had a chair there?
Yeah, I mean, I started my Instagram. I did like a whole week of like free haircuts. I was like, free haircuts, pull up, like, does not matter.
Get out of town. This is such a good story. That's how you built the brand?
That's why I started, yeah. So,
yeah?
So I'm at his image. I'm still Fur_cuts here at this point. Yeah, I just started cutting walk-ins. I started learning. Will and like every single barber in that shop taught me something, a lot. I feel like a lot of my skill, a lot of my work really complements Will's work, in just a sense of like how the haircut is finished. But I learned everything from shear work. I learned that from Ray. Design work. I learned that from Bear. You know what I'm saying? Fading. I learned that from Jamal and Will. And shape-ups from Will, and my freehanding skills and all that was all RC. He taught me all of that. So, like, everyone in that shop definitely, I'm like a piece of everybody in that shop, I feel like.
It's awesome. That was a great answer. Judah, let's start with a highlight sizzle reel for post-production, starting with what his image means to him, all the way to that answer point. We're going to turn that into a highlight clip.
Okay.
Because that answer was money.
Right.
I can really tell that they've had an influence on you. How hard was it?
A huge influence.
How hard was it for you to leave?
Terrible.
Yeah? Because not only are you leaving your boys, your brothers, your family.
That's family to
Not
me.
only are you leaving your family, but you're also then opening a barbershop.
Yeah.
How hard was that, dude?
The transition is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you got to think, consider it as, like, I've been at his image since I was 16. They made me the barber I am today. I have, like...
A man you are today.
A man.
Yeah.
I was at 16, 17.
Right. We're not men then.
I didn't know anything, like... I did not know a lot of stuff about, like, the real world. I wasn't ready for the real world, for real. I learned a lot in just, like, a year or two. Just, like, a whole lot. And that's how I matured real quick.
I can see that.
Yeah, matured real quick. You know, I built connections with a lot of older... You know, all those guys are older than me. So they're not on an immature tip. You know what I mean? So I look stupid being immature.
Right. And for you, it's a business.
It's a business.
It's your career.
I'm making money. I want to make money.
Right. You get that. Oh, you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not going in there just fucking goofing off. You're like, dude, I'm here to make some money.
I mean, we do a lot of goofing off, though,
yeah.
too. But we all stay focused. You know what I'm saying? We all love what we do. It's a passion. Like, I love cutting hair, man. I don't know what I would do. Like, I honestly would not know what I would be doing if I never picked up clippers.
You're lucky. You're lucky to
I'd probably be
find-
in college somewhere wasting time.
Do you know how lucky you are? Because I'm
do.
also in the category of being able to make his or her passion pay the bills.
Yeah,
which is
passion
what
gotta
you
pay
do.
the bills.
Okay. Do you realize how lucky you are?
Man, I'm
I mean, there's
blessed.
so few people that are
I don't
able
even
to
consider
do what
myself
they
like I'm
want to pay
blessed.
their bills.
I'm blessed.
I feel that way. I totally feel that way. And occasionally when things
I feel like lucky's by chance.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
like-
I think part, and let's play devil's advocate here for
Okay.
the sake of a show. I think part of being a successful entrepreneur, there is some luck, but I think you've had some luck, but you've grinded and you've earned it.
I've earned it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a dope barber. It took me like 2-3 years just to get decent. You know what I mean? I wasn't in the garage. I wasn't in my garage doing good haircuts. No. I wasn't at his image for like 6 months doing good haircuts or a year doing good haircuts.
Tell me about the worst haircut you've ever given. Do you remember it? And what did you do to fix it?
Let's see. I don't really even know, man.
No bad haircuts?
No, I'm not saying there's no bad haircuts, but like the worst one, I'm trying to think. I think once there was this dude, he was some foreign guy. He spoke a different language. I just completely gave him something terrible. It wasn't clean. It wasn't what he wanted. Ooh, time I got an even better story.
Yeah, tell me.
My gosh. Is Dow on here? Is Jamal on here? Dow, where are you at? All right. Oh, this was real bad. I hope all right. So this is when Dow first moved back. He's been back for at least 6 months, probably, maybe 5-6 months.
Who is it?
Jamal.
Okay.
Jamal Dow.
Okay.
Man, so at this point, I wasn't doing like color on beards or anything. Oh, man, this is such a bad one, man. All right. So I didn't know anything about color, nothing. I was just using fibers at the time. So once this dude was like, hey, he had a great like salt and pepper beard. He was like, can you dye it black? And I was like, nah, that's not really my, like, I don't do that. That's not really my thing. And then Dow comes out of nowhere. No, he's lying to you. He knows what to do. He will get you right.
So he's in the shop with you. He's a barber in the shop.
Yeah, he's a barber in the shop.
Okay.
And I was just like, huh? Like what? No. And dude was like, all right, bet you're doing it. I was just like, okay, I mean, I guess I'm doing it. Like, okay, whatever. Man.
What happened?
I just started putting, this is so bad. I used Just for Men. And Just for Men, like I didn't know this because there's different types of color. Just for Men, where you put it is where it's staying. It's not moving.
Okay.
So, but there's this other color called Beijing.
Okay.
Beijing, you can move. Like the color can move. It won't stain on the skin or anything. But I was using Just for Men. And I thought it was all the same thing. Like, oh yeah, the color won't dry until this certain time so I can move it around. Oh.
Where'd you put it?
I started putting it just kind of like dabbing it on his beard.
Yeah.
Not making a straight line, not doing anything. So it was just color like all over his face. And I had, Will came, started trying to use the razor, didn't work. It was just like, man, he just had a black mess on his face. Oh my God, that was so bad.
What did he do afterwards?
I mean,
Did he know it was messed up?
100%. Yeah. There's no way he didn't know. The only thing that saved me, he came back.
He did.
He came back.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, I don't do color.
I mean, you told him in the beginning.
I told him again, I don't do color. I apologize. Take this for free. I'll take the L on a cut. Take this for free. I'm sorry. The thing that saved me, he had a good fade. I did a good job on his haircut.
Yeah, he liked the fade.
Yeah.
And that's why he came back?
He was like, okay, you did a real good job on the fade.
Do you do the color now?
I think he moved or something. I haven't been cutting him the last couple of years. But yeah, I do color now. I can do everything now. Like that was the cut. I was like, man, I messed it up. I can never mess up again.
There you go. I can sense that the shop, his image, means so much to you.
Man, it was impossible to leave, bro.
I'm going to ask you this one again here.
All right.
How hard was it? I mean, did it delay you pursuing your goal?
No.
Okay.
No. This sounds real selfish. I always put myself first. When it comes to business, when it comes to making money, like, that doesn't matter.
I don't think that's selfish.
Not selfish, but like,
No.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta do something, I'm not gonna do anything bad to anybody or, turn on them or
totally
stab
get
them
what
in
you're
the
saying.
back. But
Yeah.
if there's a chance for me to improve myself, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it and run with it.
Totally get it.
Yeah. But man, Man, his image is great, bro.
What's that conversation like when you went and had the conversation for the first time and said,
okay,
this is what I'm going to do? Can you give us some perspective? You're sweating, dude? Were you nervous?
Sweating bullets, man.
Were you?
Yeah. Me and Will were in the break room, and this was when I went to just go look at the spot. Because the lady was trying to sell me the spot. So I just, Will was in the break room. It was a Saturday. And we were sitting there for at least like 15, 20 minutes. And the whole time I'm like, how am I going to tell Will? How am I going to tell Will I'm going to look at the spot over at the shop? How am I going to tell him? How am I going to tell him? What's he going to think? Is he going to hate me? Is he going to not do nothing? Because Will is my mentor when it comes to barbering, when it comes to business. Like, I've learned so much from Will. And in life, like, just everything. I learned a lot from Will. So I was like, man, I don't want to let him down or nothing. Like, I don't want him to think of me crazy. So after like 15 minutes, I was like, yo, Will, this opportunity came up for me. And he was just like, what's that? I said, this lady wants me to buy her salon. Yeah. And I'm going to go look at it. He was like, oh, word, let me see it. So I showed it to him, and he was just...
He went with you?
No.
Okay. You showed him online?
Yeah, I had a video. She sent me a video. I was like, this is it. I'm just going to go check it out. Like, I'm just going to go check it out, entertain the idea. Because at first, that's all I was doing, honestly, just entertaining the idea. Like, I didn't expect myself to open up a barber shop or barber studio. So he was like, okay. He didn't really say much at all. He was just kind of like, okay, and just kept doing what he was doing. And I was just like, all right, bet, got that off. I didn't get any reaction from him, so I was just kind of like, okay, like, I hope it's good. I hope he thinks good of it. So I went, checked it out. You know what I'm saying? I went a second day, brought my parents with me, let them know what they thought. And then we had like a barbershop meeting like a week later. And then I told everyone like in the meeting,
really?
Like, hey, I brought this up to Will. I'm pulling the trigger on this. Like, this is just what it is. Like, it was like back in October. So.
This past October?
Yeah, this past October.
And how did that go?
It was, so Will brought it up to Yolanda because they both own the his image. They both own his image. That's his wife. So they're like, like, they were more surprised that I pulled the trigger on it instead of just bringing it up. I was like, okay, I'm pulling the trigger, like, this is what it is. But it was all love. They were like, oh, congratulations. Like, I'm so proud of you. You've been doing so much. You know, they had an individual meeting with me, like, yo, like, just keep us updated on what's going on. However we can help you as best as we can, we will. This family, man, so, like, they're real genuine people, man, and I will always appreciate them for that, for taking me in.
That's awesome. So when you were touring the spot for the first time, you're buying it from the business owner who owned the salon, and then you're paying rent to the landlord.
Yeah.
When you were pursuing and walking through the business to think about buying it, what'd you see?
As soon as I walked in?
Yeah. You knew immediately?
Immediately.
Did you? I love that. Tell me why. Man,
she had her stuff in there, and immediately I saw the vision. Like, whoa. Like, it hit me like you ever seen that show, like, from like 10 years ago, That's So Raven?
Yeah.
Where she would just like go to the side and just like a whole epiphany.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was. It was just like, whoa. Boom, 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 boom. This is what I'm doing. All right, bet. Let's pull it.
That's amazing. And you know, I remember the salon. I had my hair cut there second year at UVA. It's a phenomenal location, but I feel like the business owner, not throwing shade, she just got kind of tired. Wasn't updating.
It's been a lot of different salon owners since then.
Gotcha.
She was pretty recent. She had just opened it in April.
Got it.
She's ended up getting a different spot here in Charlottesville.
That's awesome, man.
So it might be a different person.
I'm so pumped for you. And what do you say to the folks that are thinking about starting a business, that are scared, not sure where the money's coming from, afraid to make failure? I mean, what do you say to those people?
All right. I mean, don't be afraid to fail. We could start with that. I mean, if you fail, that just shows you that wasn't the way to do it. There's a different way to do it. Because someone's done it. Somebody's done it. You could go around Charlottesville. There's barbershops all over the place. So people have done it. Why can't I do it? You know what I mean? If someone else can do it, you could do it. Take that risk. That's the biggest thing. Just take the risk. Especially if you're young like me, just take the risk. Because, I mean, you're not going to die from it.
Worst thing you do is you regroup.
Worst thing you do is regroup.
And you start again.
Rethink. And how bad do you want it? If you're willing, like I said, if you're willing to make a bet, gamble on yourself every single time.
I totally agree with that.
Gamble on yourself every single
highlight
time.
Clip, please. I totally agree with what he just said. If I'm going to bet, the times I do bet is on me.
Yeah, the times, if you're going to bet on a sports team or something like that, like, you know the team that you want is going to win. Like, you're not, like, a lot of people just make bets, but, like, if I'm a bet, I know I'm a bet because I'm going to win, like, no matter what. Way, dude.
If I'm going to bet, I know that I have some kind of inside track to win. And I know that I'm going to be betting on myself because I know what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah.
I totally 100% agree with you. I asked this question to the business owners that come on the show. You have filled, by the way, 45 minutes in what seems like 7 minutes. So you're freaking crushing it today.
All right, that sounds good. All right.
I asked this to all the business owners on the show. Charlottesville as a place to build your career, your future, your empire, your business. We've been in the national headlines for a number of reasons, a lot of them not great. That's fair. Okay?
100%.
I'm a young guy. I have a kid. You're a young guy. You're starting a business, which is about to be your kid. Okay?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the long-term future of Charlottesville? Any concerns? Any apprehension? Put it in perspective. We'll start open-ended, and then I'll get into specifics.
All right. So Charlottesville is a great place to start a business, I feel like. So I feel like Charlottesville is real centered around entrepreneurship. And especially being young and an entrepreneur. And then you add on being a minority. Like, Charlottesville, especially the events that happened in 2017 with August 12th, the whole KKK rally. I feel like a lot of people now are pushing more towards the minority success. You know what I mean? So I feel like, it'll probably be maybe a little easier to get what you want done as a minority. You know what I mean?
So you think since August 12, 2017, there's more of an emphasis or more of a showcase or more of a push to supporting minority-led entrepreneurial businesses?
Yes, from certain people, yeah.
I think that's fair. Why do you think that is?
Just because we got attacked by, the KKK, white supremacists. So, like, you saw how many people went out there to protest?
I was there.
There was a lot of people.
So much evil.
Man, it was chaos that day.
Yeah.
It was real, true chaos.
How was it? How was the conversation in the shop after all that?
After or before? I mean,
both.
Oh, man.
Because the shop is where a conversation starts. It's where the conversation starts, where opinions are formulated, where people go to get educated.
Yeah.
I mean, the shop is school. In a lot of ways. Is that fair?
I've learned so much at the barbershop.
So what was in?
So it's crazy. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, please.
It's crazy because you got to remember, we take care of West Bellamy. So there was a lot of controversy behind like the whole statue thing and whatnot, but we were riding with West no matter what. So, whatever he wanted to do, what we agreed on. You know what I'm saying? We were willing to do. Will and Ray and Khalil and some other people, rest in peace to Khalil, they went out there with him. You know what I'm saying? It was a huge risk for him to go out there. So, but like, it was a lot of conversation before, like, what's going to happen, what's going to go down, because, we have that connect with Wes. He knows a lot of the plans and stuff. So we're like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what we can expect. So they went out there in the morning. There's just a few of us at the shop. I stayed at the shop. My mom was calling.
This is August 12th?
August 12th. This is
wow,
Saturday.
Dude.
Yeah, it was only like a couple of us barbers at the shop. Everyone else was out there. Ray, Will, I think Bear went out there for a little bit. I'm not sure.
I was there.
Yeah, that was.
It was like right outside my building here.
Yeah, it was everything happened right here.
Yeah,
the police station right here. The garage right here. Like, man, that was a wild day, bro.
So it doesn't make you nervous? Because your business, you went around you're 20.
Does it make
you
me
want
nervous?
this to be the next 50 years of your life, potentially.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you nervous having the shop in Charlottesville. Doesn't make you nervous
No.
for the future.
No.
I'm with you, man. I agree. And I think what's going to happen from this, dude, is I think the conversation has started. The conversation needed to be had.
Yeah.
And having the conversation going.
I feel like I'm not worried about it because the tolerance for white supremacy is, like, low. Like,
nothing
like people
in this town.
like it could be better though. It definitely could be better.
Yeah? How so?
You just, like what just happened right here on downtown mall like 2-3 days ago.
Yeah, but that was a psycho guy. That was a mentally unstable guy.
Yeah.
He was like dealing with
he
like...
he caught a real charge though.
Yeah, he should.
No, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that was a real thing. Like...
and guys, what he's talking about, and he follows the news. He's very in touch with the news cycle. What happened was there was a guy that was... I don't want to say bipolar because I'm not sure if he was bipolar or not, but he had mental instability. And he held a knife over another gentleman who was African American and kept him there for a long period of time until the police came. That video was circulating on Twitter. Did you see the video on Twitter?
Facebook.
Yeah, that video was serious, dude.
Yeah.
That was serious. I think that, though, and correct me if I think that is an anomaly and not an indication of the norm because of his instability. You disagree?
I don't know, man. It's just, he was saying some stuff in there on the video.
Some
like,
mean stuff.
Yeah.
Terrible stuff.
Some terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's the same stuff they were saying last year.
Fair.
What the difference does it make? Like,
Fair.
You about to kill a innocent black man.
Yeah.
For no apparent reason.
Right.
Because he wasn't threatening you. Because, like, he wasn't threatening you. Like, the only thing, though, is, like, you saw the people around them, didn't do anything to help. Anyone could have went behind that dude, tackled him from the back. Like, he was by himself.
Would you have done that?
100%. That's as soon as I saw that video, I was like, man, I would have dumped this dude.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, just to get him off, like, he had all that stuff on him. If he would have went on the ground,
he would have lost his balance.
He would have lost everything.
Yeah.
The knife would have fell out of his hand. He wouldn't know what to do. Like, come on. Like, everyone just kind of stood there. When police came, they just kind of walked around and just did it real
Most
slow.
of them just held their cameras out and were filming it. I mean, they weren't even, like, intervening. So, I mean, and at the same time, I see it from the other side as well. And, like, now that I'm a dad and I have a kid and don't want to risk something happening to, you know,
Yeah,
me not being
I don't got
right.
much to lose. I'm willing to take that risk with someone else.
Totally get it. I think you crushed it today, dude. I think you absolutely crushed it. You filled over 50 minutes, and it's felt like 10. I think you're absolutely on point. We closed the show the same way with everybody. We ask them about Charlottesville, Virginia today versus when you first arrived. Is it a better place to live? I'm going to ask you that question in a second. Before I do, I want to give the platform to you, and I wanted you to talk about what we can expect. And this is going to be a highlight reel that we're going to turn into promote your business. Okay. So, Judah, what we can expect from House of Cuts, he's going to give us that answer. And I also want you to take an opportunity to thank your friends, your family, and his image here. Okay, we're going to close the show. Fernando, what can we expect from House of Cuts, your new business?
All right. Well, you can expect from House of Cuts, you can expect talent. You can expect love. You can expect a safe place. You can expect diversity. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get great haircuts. The great haircuts from some of the best barbers that is going to be in Charlottesville. And I'm going to make sure that happens. Like, make sure everyone is top-tier barber. Make sure everyone's a top-tier barber. There's just a lot to expect, man. Great vibes, music, conversation, the diversity aspect. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be a majority young team that's going to attract young people. And since we're all kind of business-minded, I feel like we'll be able to set an example for other young people to start being, entrepreneurs or be an example to them.
I totally agree. I think that's 100% going to happen. And that's why I wanted to bring you on the show, because you're a leader. And I want 2 more questions.
2 more, okay.
And you fire today. On fire.
Right.
Your parents, your family, your friends. Put in perspective how they have helped you get to this point.
Man, big shout out to my parents. They've helped me a lot, you know what I'm saying? They gave me a lot of advice, you know what I'm saying? They helped me out with some financial issues that I was experiencing that I still had to get them back right for that. You know what I'm saying? My family support is crazy. Olgie, my grandmother, Olga. I call her Olgie. That's like a little family name. You know what I'm saying? She's in Puerto Rico, and she's been helping me. My uncle, my uncle, he's been helping me with the website and just other business advice. It's just all love, man. His image. Shout out to His Image. My boys at His Image. Man, I love those guys right there, man. They've made me the barber I am today. His Image made me the barber and person I am today. And I stamped that with everything, you know what I'm saying? And just shout out to my friends, you know what I'm saying? Malk, Dav, Jalil, Bear, everybody, man. Like, It's just great. The support I get is great. Shout out to Charlottesville, man. Shout out to Waynesboro, Fluvanna, Culpeper, Harrisonburg, Stanton. Shout out to, man, DC. Like, y'all show love. Y'all show a lot of love.
Love it. Rack that, Judah. That's a second rack right there. Actually, that's the third rack right there. Now we're going to close with Charlottesville, Virginia, my friend. Is it a better place? Okay, and you have a lot of family on the stream right now. Charlottesville, Virginia, a better place today than when you first arrived. Tell us, yes, no, maybe so, your perspective, my friend.
It's hard for me to say that. I grew up in the county, Albemarle County, and I've been living here since I was 1. We moved from Miami when I was 1 year old. So I always grew up, you know what I'm saying, in a good home, you know what I'm saying, both parents. We first lived in Rowell Hill, and then we lived down Commonwealth. Then we moved out to, like, further down in the county, closer to the airport. So I didn't really know too much background stuff of, like, what living in Charlottesville was, like, in the city limits of Charlottesville. You know what I'm saying? We would always be around, but, like, I was never too much in the mix until these last 5 years for real, being in the shop. But I feel like Charlottesville's grown a lot. You know, you got it's grown crazy. Like, we had that tunnel build, that bypass built on 29. What people don't know is before that intersection was rebuilt, that was the biggest, like, the second biggest intersection in the state of Virginia.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
now it's not.
Now it's not.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more efficient in the way, you know, traffic moves.
So much more efficient.
Yeah. It's still traffic, though, but I feel like a lot more people are moving in. Charlottesville, you know, they could do a better job with their rent prices and stuff, because it's like, I think Albemarle County is the second highest place to live in the state of Virginia after Fairfax. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You would spotlight affordable housing. You think there's not enough of it, huh? And you're totally right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy, man. Like, especially living, like, Charlottesville, Albemarle County.
You're going to try to live around the shop?
I'm staying where I'm staying now, which is down in, like, near Four Seasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's close.
Yeah, it is. It's not too far. I mean, Charlottesville's not, like, that big to where you can't.
Right. You can get around.
Yeah,
even with traffic, it takes 15 minutes.
It depends where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, from where I live with traffic, like 15 minutes, maybe 20.
You crushed it today.
Thank you.
You absolutely crushed it. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Follow this man, House of Cuts. Is it House of Cuts Barber Studio?
House of Cuts Barber Studio.
Follow him on Instagram, on Facebook, and then follow his personal gram on IG and Facebook. Where can we find the personal brand?
FerCuts on Instagram.
Yep.
FerCuts. And then on Facebook at House of Cuts Barber Studio. There's a like page. You can add me on my personal page, Fernando FerCuts Garay. And yeah, you can follow me on there on Facebook. You could add me as a friend. I accept pretty much everybody.
He's a leader. You get to follow the evolution of his brand, which I've enjoyed doing. I enjoy following the evolution of his career and him as a man. Everyone I've talked to before bringing him on the show said you are stand-up people. Good people.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on the show, Jerry.
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Michael Guthrie is going to join us tomorrow. He is the CEO of Roy Wheeler Realty Company. We have big-time news with a partnership that I Love CVille, our shop, is going to do with Roy Wheeler Realty Company, and that news is coming tomorrow. I thank you for your support. You can find an archived version of Fernando's show, which he hit a grand slam on ilovecville.com. We're going to syndicate 4 or 5 highlight clips from this show as well. He crushed it. Charlottesville, as always, please, please, please be good to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.
Sweet.
Fire.
That was good. I hope that was good for you.
Oh my God.
To the barber, what's up?
Dude. You crushed it. And look at how many people are on here. You got
See, let's see these numbers, guys.
your family's very supportive.